I put my trust in you, and I trust in love. I put my trust in you, I put my trust in love. I put my trust in you, and I trust in love. I put my trust in you, I put my trust in love.
Hello, friends. My name is Dane Miller.
And I am Niall Spain. And we're your fuck buddies.
We're a dating and sex advice podcast where we take your sticky, sexy situations and turn them into sexy, sticky situations, award-nominatingly.
Well, by now, that might have changed.
It's true. As of this recording, we don't know. But as of this release, podcast awards will have been announced.
And maybe Dane will edit in, awkwardly, right now, whether we won or not. On top of that, maybe we should spend this time jinxing ourselves, but in the best way. You know what I mean? Being like, oh, we're never going to win.
We couldn't possibly. The people we're up against are so good that there's
we
no
do mean that, though. They are good.
Do. I should say that sarcastically.
Yeah. I think that's enough. We don't want to overdo it. But yeah, if we lost, good job to the people that won. If we won, suck it. No. It's been an honor to be nominated with you.
I hope we win so that people can see our absolutely horrible acceptance speeches that we recorded.
It's funny because we put a lot of work into the podcast, but we could have just written even half a script for a second instead of ad-libbing them awkwardly.
And 9 times out of 10, I don't think we really thanked anything.
Probably not.
I'm pretty sure I called out The Rock.
And Doug Ford.
And Doug Ford for a fist fight in one of them. Or in two of them.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of verbally assaulted my high school math teacher.
Perfect. So yeah, maybe we won't win. Maybe we were gonna win, and then someone saw these and we're like, we can't release this tripe.
There's absolutely no way these people can win if this is their acceptance speeches.
Yeah, I think next year we gotta. They'll be like, wait, don't they do this shit for a living? Kind of. You ready for a question?
Mm-hmm.
This is by 151 Pokemon. Is it okay to have boners while talking to or hugging or playing with a girl that you know? Or should it be suppressed?
Okay.
That's it.
Oh. Or should it be suppressed? I mean, I assume playing, he means playing a game, maybe a sport, and not...
I assume so.
Not, playing with her. Is it socially acceptable, or would it make someone uncomfortable? It would probably make most people uncomfortable if you had an erection while talking to them. Is it socially acceptable? Also, no. We kind of don't love it when people are erect in public. Again, makes people uncomfortable. Is it going to happen? Presumably as a teenage boy? Yeah. Or even just anyone. Really. Are erections going to happen if you're attracted to someone and things happen? Yeah. It's going to happen.
See, that's the crux of it, is you don't have a choice. But that's why it's so weird that the other option is, or should it be suppressed? You don't get that option. And the thing is, in the comments, someone's like, well, if you're able to just not have a boner, through mental fortitude alone, yeah, that's good. And the question poster's like, I can do that.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I was going to say, I don't think that's what he's saying. I think he was saying, should I just wear it loud and proud, or should I do my best to cover it up? But if this man is saying he can just, look at his dick and be like, not today.
They said, I can actually suppress my boners and stay flaccid, even in the presence of really attractive girls, but I can also let it rise if I want to. Now, this changes the entire thing, because it's if you're actively generating boners in these situations, don't do it.
So yes, but it also I am also capable of not getting erections. I can also talk to attractive women and not have an erection.
Yes, but he's saying he can suppress it. You know what I mean? Not just oh, I cannot have them. He's saying he has full control of his boner.
I guess. But it's also, it also seems to imply that if he's not actively working to suppress his boner, that the mere presence of a woman would have him erect.
Yeah, either way, it's a whole different ball game. So I think we got to answer this in two ways. The normal people way, and unfortunately, no offense, the 151 Pokemon way.
Normal people way, look, I don't think anyone is going to be, outside of sexual situations, I don't think anyone's going to be really hyper pumped that you are erect. even if they find you attractive, even if there is like flirtation happening, I think just like an erection in a social public situation, I think makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah, you do your best to hide it, unless you're being really weird. Like if someone hugs you and notices one, I'm sure they're not going to hold it against you unless you're being weird about it. You know what I mean? I'm sure girls have had this happen. You know what I mean? Especially younger. And it's like, you'll probably be fine if someone notices, but at the same time, it's like, you don't want them to notice. They don't want to notice. You do your best to make sure nobody notices. And that's something we've all done throughout school and going to swimming pools and having a girl sit on your lap at a party, etc., etc., etc. You do your best. And if anyone has ever noticed mine, they've never been upset.
Or at least have never said anything to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, look, if you're... I think it's pretty easy. Lord knows I had plenty in high school. It's not that difficult as long as you're not, wearing sweatpants and standing up and like, running around. I think it's pretty fucking easy to cross your legs, throw a pillow on your lap, to shift in a way to keep things, whatever. It's not that hard to hide. If you're worried about things like hugs, do an ass out hug, right?
That's the thing. It's like, unless again you're not hiding it whatsoever and it's just ramrod straight out in front of you, and even then it's like you don't need to press it up against them. In fact, that would be weird.
And if you find that, like, oh no, you've hugged someone and you're hard because their boobs have touched you, then give like slightly shittier hugs until you can kind of like get a little bit more control over your hormones and you're not that sensitive or easily triggered. And maybe just stay away from loose pants for a while.
And that's the thing. It's like, I've been worried about getting a boner while at like the beach or like swimming or whatever, or like a pool party, or, when I was younger, if you go to the beach with a bunch of girls, it's like, well, maybe it'll happen. And I would wear, and it was kind of like a twofold benefit where I would wear like really like tight swim shorts underneath my actual swim shorts, because one, it helps keep it in and less visible. And two, it means if the other shorts came off, then I was fine, But the other ones I would never wear because it's molded to my dick and you could see every vein. And it was just like, you can do stuff like this.
We had like gym uniforms in high school. And for whatever reason, I don't know what absolute fucking monster and or pervert created these shorts. But I don't know if they were different for boys and girls, because the women's shorts were like super tight on the butt. So every woman... or like every girl running around had like essentially like their ass or the pants stretched over their ass. And for the dudes, it was the opposite. So that like the seam on the front almost like pulled at the front of you, and it was baggy in the back. And it's just like, so you've got all these teenage girls and teenage boys, with the girls running around with their asses perfectly framed in these gym shorts, and all the dudes, unfortunately, have these, as if someone's holding like cellophane over their dicks. And I'm just like, what the hell, guys? This fucking sucks. Like,
what kind of pervert school did you go to?
It was an absolute nightmare because, it's fitness test day. All the girls are up doing their fucking like squat jumps and their fucking mountain climbers and stuff, asses in the air. And you're just like, my hormones are way too fucking high for this to be happening. Please.
So I think that's pretty fair. Do what you can, do a little hiding, think in advance of where you're going to be. If it's a danger, or like, if a girl sits in your lap at a party and you don't want to all of a sudden, you can be like, oh, I'm going to go grab another drink, or I got to go to the bathroom, or, there are ways, right?
You could also shift her in positions, right? Like especially if you're like kind of on the edge, like have her butt beside you, but her legs over you. So there's not a full contact to.
Yeah. There's always tricks and ploys. Now, in 151 Pokemon's Dick Magneto position, if you can control them, don't have them in places you shouldn't have.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think we can all agree that the only real time you should have an erection is during sexy times.
Yep.
Right? I think that is the only time anyone wants to be present.
Yeah. I think
and around an erection.
If you're making out with someone, sure, you can have a boner. Great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like from there up to, I don't know, sex and beyond, what's worse than sex?
Worse than sex?
What's worse than sex? What's the next step, Dane? I don't want to... You know what's funny? It's like I'm so used to trying to not be like offensive or like say things too casually that like I didn't want to say from boner. I'm from making out all the way up to sex and like leave it at that in case someone's like, but what about
Proto sex.
proto sex? The best part is it seems to be this is in seduction, and they seem to think that having a boner when maybe they shouldn't is in fact game. Because they're like, I'm just confused. Should I let it happen or just completely suppress it and stay flaccid? Like, what situation should I let it out? And it's like, no one's going to be like, wait, that person I have no interest in has a boner? Hell yeah. Or
Unless you've just got an absolute monster dong. And the second you get a little hard, it's like, where'd that third leg come from? I feel like that would turn some heads. I think that would get a little bit of attention.
But even then, maybe it's so ridiculously big that it looks fake, and then you're that guy who's got a fake boner, and that's weird.
Yeah, yes. Like I said, I think we do our best to avoid generalizations and blanket statements, but I think most people would agree the only time for an erection is intimate times with someone else.
Yes, who's consenting?
Yes.
All right, hit me. Don't you tempt me to go and do all my questions.
This is, I mean, if you want to do it, if you want to clear some of this backlog, let's do a rapid fire. We haven't done a rapid fire in a while.
Okay. All right, let's just fucking do it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, this should be a quick one. This is by user Crowree. Girl accidentally sends me screenshot of my own text. Went on a date with a friend of a friend recently. Whole thing went great. Spent 8 hours together. We literally talked the entire time. She told me she had a great time before we said goodbye. I texted her after to say how much I enjoyed spending the day with her, and she responded immediately saying the same and that she'd love to go out with me again. So everything was going great until the next day she sent me a photo. I opened the text, and it was a screenshot of the text I sent her after the date. She deleted it soon afterwards, and I'm not sure if she knows what I saw. I'm not sure what to make of this. I feel like she might be making fun of me by sending my slightly embarrassing, vulnerable text to her friends. She texted me afterwards, though, as if nothing had happened. Should I mention the fact I saw a screenshot, or should I let it slide? Should I be worried she sent it to her friends?
No, I don't think you need to be worried about this. If she's the one saying, let's go out again, then I think you're okay. You know, for all you know, like, there's no sign here that she's not into you. It would be different if after the date, she was like, you know what? I had a really nice time, but I didn't really feel a spark. Sorry. Yeah. And then she sent this, then I would be like, ooh, don't love that. But
yes,
in the context, I think that she's probably being like, he's so sweet.
Yeah, 100%. Like, yes, you're right that sometimes screenshots get sent because you're mocking someone, but a lot of the time they get sent because you're like, oh, look how cute this is. So you're good.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to be paranoid or upset about this. And like, look, honesty is the best foundation to build a relationship. There's no harm in being like, you know, I did see you send my message, and like kind of tease her about it.
For sure. Gentle ribbing.
Yeah.
Great. Always a good call.
It's for her pleasure.
Once you're not weird. Don't be
Once you're not weird. Don't be weird. Yeah. Don't be like aggressive or like defensive about it. Just be like, who are you bragging to about me?
Yeah. Or just even be like, so I did see you sent me a screenshot, ... laughy face.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, so embarrassing. And you'd be like, no, it's fine. I hope it was for good reasons. And then she'll probably be like, don't worry, it is. There you go. You know, That's a very normal thing to say. It's almost like, oh, you were talking about me. Only good things, I assume. Or, you know, it's fine. Because honestly, she's probably embarrassed as fuck. So it could be a nice way to...
Her bowels evacuated the second she fucking sent that message.
Yeah.
For sure. She pooped her pants. There's no doubt.
She did. Don't mention that you know that she pooped her pants, but she told us, and we know. And we're telling you.
Yeah, like I can see the flip side of this is, you know, the same question of being like, I accidentally sent the guy I really like a screenshot of our messages.
And everyone's like, there's no way he thinks you're saying bad things about him. Don't worry. But you do. So just, you know, there's no harm in mentioning it. Obviously, if it's too long after the fact, it might be weird. Or you can bring it up in person. But like, be chill. Don't do that thing where you're like, oh, so you sent me the things. Does it mean you don't like me? Were you mocking me? You know what I mean? Like, don't lead with misery and weirdness, because like no one wants that kind of insecurity. You can just be like, you can mock them gently and like be cool, because it's an embarrassing thing to happen. So it's like, if you are chill to them, they're going to appreciate that and it'll make things better.
Yep.
All right, deleted user. My boyfriend accused me of sleeping with my dad. I'm 19. Boyfriend is 22. Dad is 36. I was adopted when I was 12. Adopted mom passed away 2 years later, so it's just me and my dad. Even though he's not my biological father, he's been the best dad anyone could ever ask for. He's always been there for me, always looking out for me. I still live at home. I started dating my boyfriend 6 months ago, and he never got along with my dad. My dad hates him, and my boyfriend hates my dad. Yesterday we were arguing about me not wanting to move in with him. He accused me of sleeping with my dad. Haven't talked to him since. Told my dad about it. He told me I should dump him, but of course he's very biased, so I'm looking for outside perspectives, because I have a million thoughts running through my head.
Now, she didn't say she did sleep with her dad.
Damn, that's right. Hold on, I'll message her now.
Okay. So, first off, right off the bat, you say, best dad anyone could ever ask for. Dad doesn't like boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Boyfriend accuses you of fucking dad. If I were to look at the information provided to me, I would say your dad is probably right.
Yeah.
Without any like, me adding my editorial commentary to this, I think if you had problems with the way your dad did things, then I'd be like, ooh, okay, we'll see where, which one of these people is the bad. But like, you're on dad's side to begin with, and it seems pretty serious about being on dad's side. So like, I don't know. He probably had a very good gut judgment of this dude, probably knows the dude's shit, and therefore...
he's just jealous, man.
The boyfriend or the dad?
Like, I don't think we've ever gone to a question that's quite this wild, but we've done questions where it's like, you don't come back from that.
No, because all this says to me is like, oh, I'm not cool with the fact that you're adopted.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's what I get from this. That's all I hear from this dude is that he's so insecure and so like weird about the fact that you're adopted that he thinks that even the person who is your dad, biological or otherwise, is a threat to him sexually and romantically.
I wonder if this is the same person that was jealous of those cats. Because it sounds like it. I don't think you can ever come back from that. And I don't think you could ever forgive him for saying that. Also, you told your dad he said that? You can never be in the same room together. You can't go to Thanksgiving dinner and be like, oh, this is the guy that thought we're fucking. You and your daughter. You can never be in the same room together.
Yeah, you thought your dad didn't like him then?
Yeah. Even I don't like him now. Like, that's an insane accusation. It's fucking offensive to everyone involved. It's, as Dane said, kind of mocking the fact that you're adopted. It's belittling all the nice things this person's done for you. It's diminishing your guys' relationship. Like, every aspect of it is fucked.
It's such a shitty way of being like, he's not your real dad.
Yeah. Yeah, and well, it's like throwing her under the bus. It's like slut-shamey. It maybe means he doesn't trust you because is he saying you only fucked him before they started dating? I fucking doubt it. And also, he's going to throw this accusation at you just because you won't move in with him? Fuck this guy.
It's such a shit thing to do because the more I think about it, the more subtext I'm peeling away from this guy's shitty onion of being like, he's weird about you being adopted. He's straight up being like, he's not your real dad, so you could fuck him. Mm-hmm. And as you said, this is his go-to because you're not ready to move in with him. What's he going to start doing when he's ready to get married or wants to have kids or any other life decision that you might not be ready for? Is he going to start throwing around accusations and mentally abusing you and emotionally abusing you to get you to do what he wants? And if he's going to jump to conclusions with your dad, you think the next time you have a male coworker or a dude best friend that he's not going to think you're fucking him? If you're home an hour late because the buses suck or something, you know what I mean? Like, fuck this guy. Dump him immediately. Your cool dad's right. There's no coming back from this. In so many levels, apart from the fact that he's essentially disrespected you in every way by saying that. Yeah. Yeah, this guy needs to fucking go. Chill with your dad for a few more years. Don't pay rent.
Yeah, 100%. It's Judith, beep word. What is beep word? Judith, fuck.
It's worse.
Oh, no. Oh, no. My husband bought big plastic spiders for Halloween, even though he knows I have an extreme fear for spiders. Yes, as the title says. And the other day he was joking around it and made our child bring them to me. I'm terrified of spiders. Honestly, I just laughed and stayed out, went for a 1-hour walk. I maybe overreacted, but I'm so scared of spiders, and he knows. So I don't know why he would do that or make our child do that. I know it was a joke, and the spider's not going to do anything to me. They are plastic, not real. But I've always had this phobia. Not because I think they will bite me. It is just a phobia and irrational.
I mean, yeah, that is how phobias work. People are tryptophobic and they're scared of holes. You know, like it's just something our brain does to us to, once again, make our lives hard. Look, if you're aware that your partner has a phobia and you actively abuse that or manipulate that, I think you're a bad partner. Mm-hmm. It's one thing if you know something annoys them and every now and then you do it for a little laugh. But if it's something that actually, like, I used to date someone who was deathly afraid of needles.
Yeah.
And I would literally, if I had the inkling that in the show, or if I had seen the show or whatever, if we're in doctor territory, I would just hold her hand, let her know that, like, you know, try to give her a heads up, be like, look away. If I thought it was going to happen, I'd be like, no, you're good. And like,
hey, I'm there with the needle thing. Like, I absolutely hate them. And my ex's neighbor had a diabetic dog, and when she found out about it, held a needle to my neck at dinner once.
Terrible.
My neck, like, thinking about it right now, I feel like vomiting. It sucked. It really, But I will say, you know, benefit of the doubt, maybe your husband doesn't know quite how bad it is. You know, because some people are like, oh, I am terrified of spiders, like, duh, don't get a spider near me. And like, to them, a spider is scary, and they're not going all the way up to like plastic spider will still affect this response. And it's hard for people to wrap their heads around just how scary or upsetting something can be for somebody else, when to them it's nothing, you know. So they might not. It all depends how many times you've encountered like a spider in the wild that's plastic, or in a movie. And like, I'm saying there's wiggle room because we don't know, that they might just not know how far it extends.
But did they not say that he did it and then he sent the kid? Was it not two things?
He bought them and then sent the kid over. So he set up the decorations and then had the child bring one over.
I don't know. I find it hard to believe that you are married to someone and you're not aware how freaked out. And like, again, even if we go with your scenario of him being like, oh, you hate spiders in movies and you hate spiders in real life. Mm-hmm. And you know what I mean? Like, there's no way you haven't watched a movie where a spider showed up. Mm-hmm. There's no way you haven't, if you've lived together, come across a spider. There's no way this guy doesn't know they fucking freak you out. So again, we can be like, okay, maybe he misjudged. I don't know how often he does this, but like, if after this hour walk, he doesn't apologize or does it again or keeps thinking it's funny.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. For me, it's two different questions, right? If it's he knows fully that my phobia extends to toy spiders and plastic spiders and whatever, and he did this anyway, then he's a piece of shit, and that's really bad. If he knows you're scared of spiders, but doesn't know it extends this dramatically, because, like, to me, if a friend of mine was scared of spiders, I wouldn't expect them to be scared of a plastic, like, you know, Halloween decoration. Yeah,
I would. If someone said, like, if I knew someone had a fear of snakes, I wouldn't be like, here's a plastic snake, you know?
Yeah, well, there's also like spiders. I feel like it's hard to have a cartoon snake, whereas like the gamut of spider decorations, because they're a lot more prominent. It runs from like cartoony to like photorealistic. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I just, like, for me being scared of a spider, I get it. Like, I fucking hate cockroaches. If you put a plastic cockroach down, I'd be like, all right.
Yeah, that's fair.
And again, maybe he does know. And that in that case, he's a dick. But I think the way forward is you lay it down. You say, look, I hope you meant this as a joke. It wasn't a good one. And I'm telling you now, I am absolutely, completely terrified of even plastic spiders. Spiders in every form.
All things spiders.
All things spiders. And I definitely do not want you getting our kid, who won't be able to rationalize this probably for a few years, in the habit of bringing things like this to scare me, because it isn't funny. And I'm actually very upset by this. I talk to them. And again, as Dane said, if they don't apologize, if they can't see the reasoning, then you've got a bigger problem here.
Yeah, I think we had a question about this recently, where like if he thinks it's his like joke, it was the dick naming personified,
or even just like the ugly hot.
Yeah, it's like if they think that like I know you're scared, but it's funny when you get scared, so I'm gonna keep doing it because it's funny for me. Like if that's it's like it's such a shit way to be. Don't do that.
So lay it down. Don't leave the gray area. You want to know fully that it's not just an innocent mistake or a bad judge joke. If you let him know the extent to what you feel and he still like doesn't give a fuck, then you know you've got a really bad partner. Whereas if you lay it down, there's no wiggle room. There's no, oh, I didn't really know. He just has to not do it.
And I will also say on the flip side, if you're a partner experiencing this as, you have a partner that is scared of something, you don't need to understand it.
No.
Right? Like it doesn't need to make sense to you. If someone comes up to you and he says, hey, I don't like when you talk to me while waving a knife around, or I don't like plastic spiders. I don't like this. It's not your job to be like, I understand that. You don't need to understand it. It's an irrational fear or a phobia. Your partner has trusted you with this information. If your gut instinct or your like knee-jerk reaction is to then abuse that information and confidence, you're bad. And it doesn't matter whether or not you get it. It like you don't need to understand it. You just need to listen and take it into consideration.
Well, the whole point of a phobia is there is no getting it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So don't be a dick. Lay it out, and if he continues, fucking give him a spider.
You need to go full Jigsaw and be like, I've heard you like spiders. Would you like to play a game? Somewhere is the antidote to this spider bite I've just put on you. And then a spider drops on them and it bites them. And the antidote is inside your kid, and they have to cut your kid open because he was also complicit in this.
This is advice we stand behind.
This is our award, possibly a winning advice.
Wait, hold on. I got a call. Oh, fuck. They took the award that we may have possibly won away.
Damn it.
Hold on. So wait, you're saying we can't tell people to get their spouses to cut open their kids for spider bite poisons?
If I can't tell people to cut their kids open because that's where the anti-venom for the poison that you just injected your husband with on our sex and dating advice show, I don't want to do it anymore.
Wait. No, they said, oh, sorry, I misheard. We got a second award. There was a secret category for this exact scenario. Thanks, Canadian Podcast Awards.
Oh, we probably shouldn't say their names.
Hey, they know by now. Ready for kind presentation?
Yes.
She, 26-year-old female, keeps sending unsolicited nudes, and I, male 24, don't know how to have her stop without being rude or having to block her. Our two respective friend groups occasionally hang out on weekends, and one night we did. The two of us hooked up. We did know each other previously, but more so as acquaintances. It only happened the once, and we hadn't had any other contact since then until about a week later. She texted me asking to go on a date. I responded, sorry, I'm not interested in dating at the moment. She said, okay, no problem, I understand. End the conversation. Next night, she snapped me a nude out of nowhere. I didn't respond. She sent two others the next night. Again, I didn't respond. I'm now realizing how much of a mistake it was we hooked up in the first place. As I'm now thinking, my only options are to say something like, please leave me alone, or to outright block her. Any advice how to navigate this?
I mean, those aren't your only two options, dude. Like,
nope, he's completely right. Please leave me alone.
I love when people like make things so much harder than they should be. Like, all you have to do is like, hey, not that I have anything against your nudes because they are nice to look at. I do have to ask you to stop sending them. I don't want them. Thank you very much. Send it to someone who might be more interested. Like, it's not, you don't have to be like, leave me alone, please. And honestly, I don't think there really is a good way to be like, I don't want to see you naked.
Yeah. Yeah, there are ways to go around. Just like, hey, I'm not really comfortable with unsolicited news on my phone. You could always say something about like work, or that you're around family or kids, or that you're worried about cybersecurity. You could always just be like, look, I'm not comfortable having things like this sent to my phone in case there's a leak, or in case a member of my family sees it, or like I use my phone with my young cousin and I don't want to have them on here. Sorry. You could always do it like that, maybe. Mm-hmm. The problem with that is you're kind of skirting the issue that you don't want them,
Yeah, you're just going to start getting hard copies in the mail.
Exactly. Now, the thing is, how many questions have we gotten where someone has sent nudes and they're pissed because someone's just responded with thumbs up?
Yeah.
I think you can emoji your way out of this.
Or.
Right? Like, imagine you're trying to woo this guy, because there's no way she didn't send this trying to win him back, right? She's not like, oh, you know what? I just say you don't want to date. You don't want to go on a date with me. I'm going to add you to my mailing list of nudes because I'm just cool like that. Imagine this. She sends you a nude and you just send her back the sunglasses emoji.
Or the gif of the kid with the mullet sitting at the computer being like, nice. You know, he gives like the thumbs up nodding. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like an 80s.
Yeah, I could probably imagine it.
Yeah.
What do you think would be the worst emoji?
I feel like maybe like a South Park cool emoji or something. Or like
So you're thinking GIFs, dude.
GIFs. Yes. I'm
saying
thinking GIFs.
emoji, bro.
Emoji? Maybe the shrug? The shrug emoji?
Shrug emoji is powerful. That's mean though.
Let me go through.
What about just robot arm flex? That one's always confusing to me.
Or there seems on my phone there seems to be an emoji where they're like kind of disappearing into bushes.
Are you thinking of GIFs again? Because that's
no. Let me send it to you. It's like he looks like he's hiding in a cloud, but like
oh yeah, there's a cloud one. See, the cloud one almost looks like you're being coy, like you're peeping.
True.
What about like the teeth when we're like,
oh yeah.
Or like the rolling your eyes one. You can always do vomit, but that's just mean.
Yeah, the vomit one is mean. Maybe the one with like the like Groucho Marx, like the fake glasses and mustache one.
Yeah, I like that. Because that's
like that's not at all sexy.
No, I would also wonder that there's like a coy like, ooh, I'm spying on you from my disguise.
Yeah, maybe.
What if you just set the sad face?
What?
Just a sad face.
Oh, I thought you meant why did I send you? Because I sent you that emoji.
Imagine you just did, just like,
or the like increasingly more distressed like scream. It's like eyes closed, mouth open a little bit, and then like eyes closed, mouth really open. Do you know?
Yeah. They get increasingly more like unhappy.
Yeah. So you start with like the neutral face, like just the flat line.
The neutral face with the like. Oh, okay. The one with the open mouth, like the O face. It looks like ooh.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about the one with like just the flat line, and then you go to the sad face, and then you go to like the deeper, like the more like the capital U sad face, and then you go
just
to
like keep going all the way up to crying.
Yeah, and then dead.
What if you send them a ghost emoji?
Ooh, spooky.
Or like the police. Send them a policeman. Get them really thinking about what they're doing. You know?
Honestly, I think the shrug. I think just like, huh?
I think the shrug is cruel, I think. I think sunglasses are thumbs up, honestly. Keep it simple. I think thumbs up because you're not being offensive, but you are being annoying.
Hey, let me tell you, every time you send me the thumbs up, it triggers me.
That's all I do.
I know.
That's all I do.
That's why I've adopted it.
You see, I love it when I get it. So, but yeah, I think you gotta do that.
Love those thumbs. Love those blue guys.
I love when you thumb me. I think that, like, honestly, if you thumbs up, it'll probably piss her off because it does say, I like this. But it also is like, I'm giving you nothing and like, I'm so passive.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're almost like using her. Like, you know, you're like, cool, these are mine. You're getting nothing back. I think
now, the problem is,
they're just gonna be like,
they've said nothing and they've continued to receive nudes.
Yeah.
Now they're showing like any reaction at this point is a step in the right direction because now they're responding.
Especially because if they're like desperately trying to solve this nude puzzle, they're gonna be like, okay, that angle didn't work. Okay, this didn't work. So if they send a fourth nude and it's like, I don't know, a leopard print bra pulled down and you thumbs up it, they're gonna be like, okay, he's into animal prints.
Okay.
Then the zebra comes. Then the fucking everything else. So, you know, badger print.
You also really goofed it by saying you don't want to date because you could have easily been like, oh, I'm kind of seeing someone right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I started just seeing someone.
Yeah, that was where I was going to go first because like you'd be like, oh, it's really uncomfortable if the person I'm seeing sees these nudes.
Yeah, you can also just be like, you know, I'm just seeing where it's going. So I would like, you know, if we could just cool out on the nudes, very much appreciated, but I feel like it's in bad form for me to be receiving them. Thank you very much. But because you're like, I don't want to date.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
send her back a picture message of a different person, almost like a Snapchat thing where it's just a picture of someone who's not you, and they say, nice babs. And they're like, who's this person?
Who is this?
And then they're like, shit, did I text the wrong number?
Keep buying cameos from really obscure celebrities to
Yes.
respond back
say,
to her.
Nice baps.
Nice babs, brah. I want to talk about this because I just thought about it when I said, mailing the nudes. Do you remember? Have you seen Crazy Stupid Love? Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone?
No.
Oh, never mind. I won't talk about
Does
it.
he mail his nudes?
So at the end of the movie, there's like the young son has a crush on the babysitter.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I don't know, like 14 maybe.
Okay.
And she's an adult, I think, like 19. And she sends him, at the end of the movie, she's like, well, talk to me when you're in college. And then he gets an envelope filled with her nudes. And I'm like, you just gave naked pictures to a child.
Yeah. Movies are real weird. It's also like, can you imagine like that flipped? It wouldn't even have made it anywhere near anybody's desk. It would have been like, cool, jail for you. Jail for the screenwriter.
It's just Zac Efron or Ryan Gosling being like, hey, come find me when you're 19. Anyway, here's some Polaroids of my dick, 14-year-old girl.
Yeah, like jail. Jail for everyone involved. It's so bizarre that they're like, man, it's fine.
It's a very, very powerful move. And I think about it a lot because I'm like, how did no one say, hey, this is weird?
Well, like in Waiting, the giant plot is just Ryan Reynolds trying to hook up with underage girls.
Is it?
It's his whole character arc is that he just only sleeps with underage girls.
Well, hey, in one of the Transformers movies, the dude literally pulls out the law from Texas, which says he's allowed to sleep with underage women.
Yeah, no, it's all sorts of fucked up, and whoever's writing these things needs to be investigated.
The thing that makes me really mad is if I was Mark Wahlberg and I got that script, I would immediately turn to Michael Bay and be like, hey, what the fuck is this? Do you actually... I'm Mark Wahlberg, and you think I'm going to stand there and let this idiot tell me he can fuck my underage daughter? I'm Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
I'd kill the man. I'll beat him to death.
Mm-hmm. He's got like a bag full of stones on him at all time. He'll throw it at them.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was the celebrity that did that. Either way, people, what are you doing? Stop it.
Specifically screenwriters. What are you doing? Stop,
fucking
please.
Perverts. You ready?
Yeah.
Speaking of things you can't stop thinking about, this is by Hobbit Sex Throwaway.
Finally.
My 27-year-old female boyfriend, 32-year-old male, only wants to have sex when we're dressed as hobbits from Lord of the Rings. Boyfriend is a Lord of the Rings superfan and loves to cosplay. Personally, I prefer the Hobbit trilogy, but this is not relevant. This person's an idiot.
Yeah.
I love my boyfriend and enjoy hanging out with him. We get along great. We've been dating for 21 days. We've known each other for a few years now. The main cause for me to post here began when we became sexually active. When we have sex, my boyfriend loves to participate in foreplay. Recently, this foreplay has involved around the Lord of the Rings hobbits. He plays the part of Frodo. I play Samwise. Hell yeah.
Oh.
This was fun for us at first, and I hadn't had sex in cosplay before. However, it got boring for me fairly quickly, probably because she has to carry him up a mountain before they get going. My boyfriend insists it's the ultimate way to have sex, as it aligns with both of our interests. I tolerated this for a while, and it didn't seem to affect the sex itself, only the foreplay. However, this would change. My boyfriend insists on me calling him Frodo when we do the deed. He keeps calling me his precious little gardener, even beyond the bedroom. He also now says he wants to drop the ring into Mordor when he wants to have sex. He will not use anything else to refer to sex. I'm so turned on. I've objected to things before, such as when he wanted to listen to the Lord of the Rings soundtrack while we had sex. What? Of course.
That's
As
the
well
only
as
thing
not-
I'm on board with right now.
Yeah, for sure. As well as not wanting to listen to this one indie band he likes. Is it Hudson Mohawk?
At first, I was like, is that the name of... Because I'm pretty sure... Doesn't Elijah Wood have a band?
Yeah, maybe. He has respected my objection in these circumstances and hasn't done it since. I need advice here to ask him if we could stop the hobbit sex or come to some sort of compromise. I'm not sure what to say, and I still want to date him as he is very nice. However, I worried this may be taking things a bit too far.
I mean, didn't you literally just say you asked him not to do certain things, and he was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why not just do that again?
Dang, come on, we want real fucking solutions here.
like am I thinking too outside the box here to just be like, hey, because like, look, this dude's probably wanted to do this for so fucking long. His dick is so hard for this, and he's finally found someone who's down for it. He's probably so elevated beyond like
So elevated.
like reality. You know what I mean? Like he's probably not paying attention to the subtext of you not really being into it, which sucks. But like, you know, when you have such a specific kink or desire, for it to finally line up with someone you're attracted to, someone who's into the same things as you, and someone who's willing to do it, like that's an unlikely scenario. So like it's easy for us to understand that he is kind of looking past the pragmatic nature of actually fucking. So yes, I think what you need to do is just sit him down and be like, hey, it was fun, but I wouldn't mind having some more, you know, standard sex, some outside of the Shire sex.
Oh, don't tell him you want to leave the Shire. That's how it all started. Now, the thing is, you're right. Like, you're in Middle-earth. He's in Valinor right now. You know what I mean? He's crossed the sea. Whew, he's feeling good. It's been 21 days, firstly. Secondly, you said you've known each other for years. Thirdly, as Dane very astutely pointed out, you've talked to things and he's been really cool about not doing it. So, like, talk to him. At no point in any relationship are you fucking forced to do what they want, or have sex you don't want, or have sex you don't enjoy, or participate in things you don't want. Like, these are all things you are very, 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 very understandably able to back out of or edit or, you know, work with. So just talk to him.
And he seems to be aware of this.
Yeah. So talk to him. Don't do the things you don't want to do. And if you're still not that adverse to it, you said it was fun. It's going to be fun if you do it occasionally. He'll be probably very happy with that. All great.
If you had fun the first time, I think it would be even more fun to do it every now and then, especially if there's a day, like, if you know he's had a hard day and you're feeling kind of frisky, throw on your fucking Hobbit outfit. Throw those big hairy feet on.
Crouch outside the window and he could be like, were you dropping Eve, Samwise? I wasn't dropping no Eve, sir, but I did hear what you said.
Potato.
Boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in the stew. Boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em right in you.
Have you seen the interview that's going around of Dominic Moynihan asking Elijah Wood if he wears wigs?
Yeah, it's so good.
Have you seen the one where he's talking about the dolphin from Flipper?
No, I've just seen the one that's like auto-tuned to like a song.
Yeah.
It's like,
so there's another one where he's talking about Flipper, and he's like, the dolphin has died. And he's like, what? He's like, yes, the dolphin's dead. And he's like, what? Why? What do you mean? No, the dolphin's dead. He's like, it's dead. Died in a car crash. just so good. I like.
They seem like good dudes because they were at Fan Expo where we were at, because we're at the same level as each other, obviously. Peers, comrades in the entertainment sphere. But apparently the hobbits all went across the road and got some coffee, and were very nice to all the staff there, and everyone has positive reviews. So there we go.
Love it.
You want one more before we head into Tindertown?
Fuck it, yeah.
This is posted by Fluid Mathematician 42. When having a date in your apartment shared with other flatmates, how can you have Netflix and chill? I'm renting a room in an apartment with 3 other people, 1 couple and another girl. There is a living room, but the problem is there is always someone walking there, so I can't Netflix and chill there. The only place available is my room. With this kind of date, I usually cook something, talk with her, and when it's moment, I just start making out in the living room on the sofa. Now this is my date at home. Now I got some problems. 1, flatmates walking around the common areas, mostly the couple. 2, couple is pretty dirty, so the kitchen is always full of shit they cook, and the sink is full of plates, etc. It's not pleasant for a guest, and I think a red flag. 3, they always watch TV in the evening. The couple is so toxic, have no friends, boring lives, always watching TV or some dumb things on their phones. Don't even have sex. For now, I'm a student, so my parents help me economically. I'll have my own place maybe in 3-4 years when I finish my university.
Okay, these are all very easily solved things. Maybe being harsh on your roommates. I don't know. Maybe they do suck.
Fuck this boring ass couple that watch dumb shit on their phone and don't even fuck.
I mean, to be fair, they might suck. You know, we all know roommates could suck. So whatever. Do the dishes. Like, I understand if it's their dishes, you don't want to set precedent that you're going to clean up after them. Totally get it. But if you have a date coming over, tell your roommates, be like, hey, I have a date. Is it cool that we make dinner and have dinner? And then if they're watching TV in the living room, that's a perfect opportunity to be like, hey, do you want to watch a movie? We can go back to my room and watch a movie. Boom.
I love that he's like, oh, we can't use the living room. All we have is my room. That's the best. That's literally the best. That's what you want, because otherwise you have to be like, shit, we're in the living room. Now we have to like transition to the bed. You know, no, this is perfect. Because it's awkward if you're like, oh, we can go watch something in my room. And they're like, oh, there's a big couch right there. And you're like, damn it. Always take them to your room. That's where the magic happens. And yeah, Dane's completely right. Talk to the couple and be like, oh, I have someone coming over. We're going to cook dinner. Do you mind just taking care of your dishes? And be chill. No one likes to be told to do their shit. Hopefully they're cool roommates and you guys can do it in a positive way. But worst case, just do them yourself. And it's unless you're having a date every night, it'll suck, but it won't be the biggest deal. And yeah do it pop out your laptop in your bedroom. And that's great. So easy.
So easy. And you've solved the problem before it was a problem.
The problem is, in fact, the solution.
And this shitty couple.
Ugh, fucking, I'm done with them, is what I'll say.
Them.
They're I can't tell you enough how much they're watching stupid shit on their phone all the time. I really want to know, what it is. What do they watch?
Stupid shit, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's us.
That is us. At the end of the episode, we like to hop onto online dating platforms such as Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, peruse the profile, see what works, see what doesn't work, in an effort to make your online dating experience a little more enjoyable.
Now all I need to do is Trent is my lodestone. I just find him and I know.
Y'all don't know Trent. Unless you're part of the Patreon.
Oh yeah, I will say, if you're not part of our Patreon, we did debut, I think, 2 of the best profiles ever, but especially one. And if that won't make you join, I don't know what will, but Trent is glorious. Ready for Sheena?
Yeah.
Queen emoji, unicorn emoji, weightlifting emoji, silly face emoji, angel emoji, party emoji, sushi emoji, cake emoji, donut emoji. I don't drink alcohol or caffeine, hands raised emoji. I'm naturally crazy enough, hand raised, a person putting their hand up like they're in class emoji. It's not hard to read, so don't ask, person with 2 hands up in the air emoji. I need a farm of animals. Who wants to build the farm for me? Another fuck ton of emojis. My 5-foot self will make you feel tall. Party emoji. I do not use Snapchat or Instagram, so do not ask me. Upset emoji. Also, a walk is not a date. I am not a dog. A shit ton of other upset emojis. Please just leave me alone if you don't have good intentions or if you're going to be disrespectful. Help me delete this app. Weird face emoji.
I feel like I've seen this before. The dog part, but that might be a common thing. That might be.
I think it's a thing on female dating strategies, that seduction ass website that we should delve into more because it's hella toxic. Where they're like, a walk is not a date. I'm not a dog. It's their mantra.
Cool. I'm going to give this a 2.
Yeah.
You're offering nothing here.
The only thing they really give is that they want a farm full of animals and ask someone else to build it for them. And it's that's it. That's the only thing you give me, apart from the fact that you're 5 foot, don't drink, and hate social media and walking. That's not exciting. And also, the sheer amount of emojis here, I hate.
I didn't like listening to it, so I can only imagine looking at it is even worse.
Oh, I didn't realize there's okay, sorry. There's more.
Okay.
On their pictures, there's text over their pictures as well.
I love that.
There's a picture of them sitting on a park bench, and it says, if you do not actually want to date, please leave me alone. I refuse to be part of your dopamine response to receiving likes on this app. And another picture of them at a bar with a drink in their hand that says, I do not drink, so stop asking me to drink. Drinks is not a date. I like food. If I go to a bar, I order sour gummy worms. Laughing face.
What? What does that mean? This is almost as bad as lemonade.
I'm going to give it a 1, honestly.
I'm giving it a 2 because I like to save my 1 for the ones that are this is just a bad profile and you don't seem like a whole lot of fun, but you don't seem to be attacking any groups of people. So
yeah. I'm willing to give those groups a 0. So I'm good with giving this a 1.
Now this is Anne. Hey there. I recently came to Toronto. I would love to see the city through your eyes. European, 5'2", not so tall, but can be a cutie.
It's a 6. It's perfectly serviceable. Maybe a 7 because it's positive and I like to see the city through your eyes. Great. Cutie. Great.
That is a huge green flag for me. Someone saying they want to see the city through your eyes, that's one of my favorite things to do. I love when I have places that I love to take dates because there are places that, maybe not everyone knows about. And I love when my date's hey, want to go to my local? Yes, I would love to go to your local because chances are there's no reason I would ever go in here. So yeah,
Yeah.
let's check it out. I want to see it. I want to see the vibe. Let's go.
So yeah, 7 for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 7 as well.
This is Mackenzie. There's a lot of fish in the sea, but I'm like Nemo, the one you're looking for, and a total clown.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a 6. It's not offensive, but again, it doesn't really do much for me.
I give it a 7. It's funny. It's original-ish.
This is Megan. Somewhere between 5'5" and 5'6". It's not attractive, but I can fit my full fist in my mouth. I'm really just looking for some new golf buddies because I know my friends are sick of me wanting to go every weekend. Although golf season is drawing to an end. Too old for a hookup and too busy for crazy.
Okay. Too old for a hookup is weird to me.
She's also 29.
Oh, then yes, Jesus. I love this weird thing of like hooking up with people. I don't understand. Like, I don't think you could ever grow out of it because it's not like, I don't know. I feel like it's, if you're like, oh, I'm an age where I need a husband, like you're just going to make bad decisions because you're putting the position ahead of the person. And I think being like, oh, I'm too old for a hookup is the same kind of thing where it's like, if you meet someone you want to hook up with and it would be great to hook up with them, that's not going to get in the way of you having a relationship. So why are you trying to make it like a time thing? I feel like it's a very immature mindset.
Yeah, I agree. I think, look, anytime you declare you're not here for a hookup, I just well, then just don't hook up with people.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there it is. And I feel like if you can't discern, like someone who wants to just hang out with you and fuck you is going to see that and just be like, okay, cool, I'll just play it cooler.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can hook up and then I'll ghost you. Like, right? Like, if someone is that malicious in their intent to fuck you and leave,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna find a way around it, right? Like, it's not difficult to pretend to be interested in you until you guys have sex and then fuck off.
The person you're probably trying to avoid is the kind of person that doesn't give a shit about that, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think. I don't think not here for a hookup, I don't think discourages anyone, except for people who are probably like, oh, you don't sound like any fun, or okay, well, like this, you sound like you're going to try to like pigeonhole me. Yeah. Like, it's like I don't want that. So no, you don't sound like the kind of person who's going to take it slow and let things progress organically.
Yeah, you sound like you want a marriage immediately, which isn't a good way to do things. Golf thing, I think, would be really cool if you wanted to go golfing. Obviously, you're very serious about it, which I wouldn't be, so probably wouldn't be the best fit there. But otherwise, it's like it's okay. It's fine. I'll give it like a 6.
Here's my thing. Why talk about being able to fit your whole fist in your mouth?
Yeah, if you don't want to hook up.
And then be like, not here for hookups. It's like, okay, well, like, maybe you're so disconnected from what you think men are thinking about when you say you can fit your whole fist in your mouth. But like,
yeah, it seems like a weird thing to include because either that's the only interesting thing about you or you are trying to make it sexual while then also being like, no hookups, Louis.
I don't want sex. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm giving this a 3.
3, okay. I'm going to downgrade it to a 5, but I don't think it was that offensive. I just think it's, this is Shirley. Learn like a tree, blossom in spring, bear fruit in fall.
Again, the metaphor, like poetry profiles do nothing for me. And I think at this point in time, they're now becoming red flags because you are so, I think we talked about it before, where it's like, no one is here to be inspired, right?
Honestly,
like no one.
If I see this, I would assume it's a bot. Like, there's no way this is a real person.
Yeah, it probably is. Maybe, I don't know.
Like, obviously, I'm not on dating apps right now, but like, were I to pick one up tomorrow and see this, I wouldn't even give him a chance because in my mind, there's no way this is not a bot. And this one isn't even funny.
Yeah, that's what, like, like it's becoming a red flag for me because I'm like, you are so disconnected. And I know if this is the persona you're putting out as your first foot, I imagine a conversation with you is going to be fucking mind numbing. I assume it's going to be all big, grand gestures and prosy poetry and like, I don't want that. I want to actually talk to someone like a human being as opposed to being like, life is a great romance. It's like, fuck off. Like, it can be, but not like this. Let's meet first. Let's have a drink.
I want someone to tell me to love yourself. I don't want someone to tell me this. Well, we'll finish up with Doll. Doll is 29. They work at Future Trophy Wife at Yours. Oh, sorry. The job position is Future Trophy Wife at Yours. Bow emoji, flower emoji, heart emoji, all pink. Just a little bimbo looking for her daddy to protect and provide. Must love plastic. And then another heart, flower, and bow, all pink. Have more photos, but Tinder hates half-naked, tastefully covered PG-13 bodies.
You know, again, not for me, but for what they are looking for, I think it is a serviceable profile. I'm
Yeah.
going to say it's a 5.
I will give it a 6 purely because of what you say. It's like they're looking for somebody very specific, and for that person, that's probably all you need to provide.
And I'm assuming the must love plastic is implications that they have augmented themselves through surgery.
I would assume so, yes.
Right? So like I think that is, look, you're being upfront with what you're looking for. You are not, trying to pull a fast one over any sort of body modifications you have. So yeah, it's a profile that is going to work for the people it's going to work for.
Yeah. Would I swipe? No.
Yeah, no, and but for me, I think it still is I don't think it's a good profile, even though it does what it needs to do. That's why I'm putting it at 5, because there's still really no personality. You could still be for a daddy.
I don't know if the people it seems they want a very surface level, I am hot, you will pay. It feels like even in that lack of information, I think that gives you information, because this clearly wants to be transactional, right? Future trophy wife. They don't. Yeah, it doesn't need to be deep, right?
Fair enough.
Not great, but for what it wants, probably good enough.
Yep. That's going to do it, friends, for this episode. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. We love you. We did mention it very briefly, but we have a Patreon. You can head on over to fbuddiespodcast.com, click the Patreon link, and you get access to a priority question queue if you want to get your question on the show ASAP. And more importantly, the mid-tier, $7 a month, you get access to Pillow Talk.
Yeah.
What is
Pillow Talk? Oh.
No, you tell me.
Oh, okay. Pillow Talk is our monthly episode. Kind of everything that you love and enjoy from what we do. But you know what? We take it a little step further. Get a little looser, get a little goosier. We have a lot of fun there. As previously stated, we have just the best profile ever. And you just came through some fucking Tinders. So when we gave this a resounding 10, that should mean something to you. On top of that, at this point, we have 14 episodes? 15 episodes. 15. That's a shit ton of episodes. So over a quarter of a year worth of episodes, if it was a normal show. If you were to go over and support us at any level, we would fucking love you so much, because you help us do the show. This shit ain't free. We pay for the website, we pay for the hosting, microphones, time, effort, editing software, everything. You know what I mean? It all adds up, and it's all constant. And it does mean we get to do fun stuff like provide free condoms or a fan expo, and hopefully continue to grow and expand the show. And we really, 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 really appreciate everyone who is on there and helps us out. I also do want to do a little shout out to Agent Ashes. Someone sent us a incredible message during the weekend, and it made both of our days. And we really, really appreciate that. And you're a fucking legend. Just want to say that. I was
having a very mediocre day at work, and it brightened my whole evening up. It was incredible.
Yeah. So thank you very much. We appreciate you. And I think it is time to thank Josh Eagle and the Harvesties for their song Paper Stars, and take you to some bad sex writing.
Let's do it.
This is going to be brief, and I don't have a source. I found myself wondering if my ovaries have made a decision for me. They sometimes jiggle when I'm around a man I fancy. Some people get butterflies in their tummies. I have jiggling ovaries.
Nope, you don't. You don't. They don't do that.
How dare you speak for women?
And hey, if they do, go to a doctor immediately. Again, you're right. I'm not a woman.
Any women with jiggling ovaries can write in right now.
I'm pretty sure that ovaries shouldn't be jiggling around.
They shouldn't be. Do go see a doctor.
Yeah, please. My name is Dave Miller.
And I'm Mal Spain.
We've been your fuck buddies.